Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Just in case you're wondering, yes, it's being recorded the same day as the second place deck profile. Unfortunately, I really only have a day or two a week to record things, and I want to get things just, kind of done and out of the way. But I'm back with you with, my 0-2 drop deck profile. Since I started the channel, obviously, comedy is one of my main goals for it, with also a little sense of seriousness behind it. But everybody does bad, everybody performs terrible sometimes, and I'm not here to tell you that I am perfect and that I play all the way through to the top all the time, because sometimes I play 2 rounds and I go home because I am not a world champion level player like some other people may or may not be, but no, we all do terrible sometimes, and that's why I'm here to do these deck profiles. And I think it's a little bit funny too, especially when you see what the deck actually is. Um, so this was the last weekend of Ursula's set championships at Dave and Adams. There were 37, maybe more people there, and it was challenge format, and I played so bad. I played against my worst matchups constantly. I played against some good matchups and lost 0-2 as well. So, like, even against Red Blue, where I, in theory, have a really powerful matchup into them and just got 0-2'd like crazy. So maybe this is the deck that was just starting to die off at the end. Maybe I just suck. Um, but yeah, let's get right into it and why I built this deck the way it is. Now, first thing I want to point out, I did build this deck with a little bit of haste. So I didn't put any Rise of the Titans in. I kind of just took the green steel format and just put it down. And it did not work at all. And oh my god, it was a bloodbath, really. Um, we have the usual, the 4 Diablo, the 4 Robin Hood, the 4 Bucky, and 4 Ursula, and also 4 Diablos. A lot of people aren't running the Ursula Deceiver of All, the one that double sings for you. Um, and I really understand why. This card did not do anything for me at all. It was cool when I was able to double sing Sudden Chill or double sing, Let the Storm Rage on. But other than that, the card gets taken out so quick, or you just never actually have the combo pieces. So all day, every time I've tried to play this deck, every time I've played this deck, I have Bucky comboed one time. It is extremely rare to actually happen, no matter how often you play against it and you get Bucky comboed. It's just crazy to me. The deck is very, very basic. The 2 Flynn Riders and 2 Donald Ducks is a little bit different, but he's inkable and kind of just like the filler for the 2 beasts that I wasn't playing. I was letting my little brother borrow 2 beasts of mine at the time, so I just threw in the 2 beasts and 2 Donalds. But Donald's actually kind of a good card too. Which I thought he was going to be a lot better because of Ursula Sea Witch Queen singing Sudden Chill, but it just never happened that way, and it's unfortunate, but that's how the game goes. Um, there's not really a lot to say on this deck. Everybody has already said everything about that you really can about this deck. But yeah, like, it's not an auto win button like a lot of people thought it was. You do actually have to play the deck. But yeah, I mean, I had some really cool plays that won me games. Like shifting Robin Hood turn 3 and taking out a Sisu, or playing a Tinkerbell right on turn 6 and having a 5 drop to sing the Grab Your Sword or something to take out the 3s. That realistically, there's not anything that this deck does that isn't exactly the same thing over and over again. It's a very, very linear play style, and you either win or you don't win, and I really didn't win. Um, so like, I know, so I had a draw round 1 essentially. So I didn't really go 0-2. I went 0-2-1 and then decided to not play anymore. But that's that round one draw, it felt good, and then just I just got obliterated by a blue-red deck, and then I got obliterated by a blue-steel deck, and I was like, okay, well, this is how it goes, and that's where we're at with it. Cards that so obviously this is not going to be the same deck when Shimmering Skies comes out, and that's what I really want to talk about here, which is, Bucky is not even going to be a playable card anymore, and if he is, I'd be really surprised. But Bucky's going to come out of this deck and probably get replaced by Prince John's Mirror. That card is awesome. It's also very dangerous for this game, in my opinion, but every TCG has discard. Everybody has to learn to play against them, and that's just how the game goes. But yeah, Bucky is definitely gone, and I think a lot of the Floodborns are gone too. So I don't think people are going to be playing the Flynn Rider anymore. Like, he gets taken out by Brawl, he gets taken out by Sisu, he gets taken out by so many things. And the Donald and Aladdin are probably going too, and you're probably going back to either Beast or Robin Hood, and that's going to be obviously up to the player. But I don't see this deck doing anything in the next set the way that it is. Green Steel is probably going to be just the Robin Hood deck, which looks really, really, really good. I think a lot of those cards are just kind of ridiculous, and you're going to see like the 2-drop uninkable Robin Hood that exerts itself to deal damage to something, which then just lets the Sherwood Forest just go insane. But that is a combo deck, and so far combo decks in this game have not really taken off. It's been really, this one is the closest we've seen to like a meta combo deck that I can really remember. I mean, you could say Blue Steel is a combo deck, but it really isn't. It's more of like a high mid-range low control deck, whereas like Red Blue is very much so a control deck, and then this was just dead set in the center. It didn't do anything in the beginning, it didn't do anything in the late. Like, it just did what it did and went with it. And if you didn't have that Bucky Diablo turn 2 combo, then your win rate dropped to like 40%, and then just kept dropping as you kept playing, and it just doesn't hit, I think, at least anymore. Obviously there's different versions of this deck. One of my friends isn't even playing the was only playing Little Diablo, was not playing Little Robin Hood, wasn't playing Ursula, wasn't playing Donald Duck, wasn't playing Strength of a Raging Fire at all. He's playing Morph, a completely different deck, and that deck went to the top 8 at the same event. So obviously there's a little bit of a difference, and says behind the player. He's been playing Green Steel since the start. He put Bucky together like day one, played it, took it as far as he could. This was the first time I ever played Green Steel, so I really did think that it was just going to be like, oh, you know what? Everybody's starting to switch to Red Blue. I was very wrong. Everybody was switching to Lemon Lime. I'm sorry, you can see my cat in the background. But everybody was switching to Lemon Lime. Everybody was playing Blue Steel, and it was just a miserable time for this deck. People had really started switching off of Red Blue, which was sad for me to see because that's my deck, and I love that deck so much. But people were switching off of it in favor of Blue Steel because it has a better matchup against the Lemon Lime, and Lemon Lime just takes cards out of this deck's hand because they need to have a low hand count to start their combos anyways, and you're just never going to catch up at that point. I think Prince John is definitely something that needs to go in this deck along with that mirror, obviously. I mean, the mirror is cheaper if you have a Prince John board, and I mean, if you're able to make them draw cards, and like Whole New World might be really good in Green Steel in the next set, just because they're drawing that many cards, and you can really make them discard a lot and get your draws off of Prince John too. Especially if they're playing a Whole New World, you can trigger your Diablos, that way. And, obviously make sure you choose how many you're drawing. You don't want to mill out. That's not a fun way to lose your match. So, um, but yeah, there's really nothing to say about this deck. It's just a funny. Oh my gosh, I played terrible and wanted to show you what I was playing when I did absolutely, just nothing at the event. Um, Although the event coordinators were really cool at Dave and Adams. I actually you got 2 booster packs and a little damage counter, and it was even free to play in that event. I have no idea how they were even able to do that, but obviously all the players here appreciated that. So, anyways, yeah. If you have any questions or want to talk about the future of Green Steel, please leave your thoughts in the comments. So, thank you. Bye.